Hello, this is JDS. I'm a Source Runner's wannabe. My movement sucks though, so instead I theorize. In this video I want to show what I would consider to be an RTA viable save warp in Half-Life Blue Shift that allows for skipping having to get Dr. Rosenberg and have him follow you back to the elevator. A few years ago, the person who holds the world record for the save warp category, Multimuller, found a warp of his own, but he did not consider it RTA viable, and it requires going all the way to the map with Dr. Rosenberg trapped on him and doing a crazy SMG nade boost to get up to the save warp location. This warp chain requires no such shenanigans. It does have its difficulties, but I still think it's RTA viable. To show you what the final result should look like. Whoops, that's not the name of the map, Jesse. So this is the map after you pass the elevator that's boarded off. You go all the way to this wall with the stairs sign on it. There are the two vertical lines on the wall. You want to go to the right one, and there's a little mini corner here that you want to stuff your face into. Not the corner over there, because that'll be too far away. This corner right here, and this is where the main save is. And the warp chain you execute from here is back, back, wrong, forward. So to show what that looks like with SWT, back, back, wrong, forward. And you land in the teleport trigger that sends you to Zen. So in order to pull this warp off, we need to go back to Yard 3B. So these are the vents you jump into by Goomba stomping the Vort earlier. Here you would have broken a grating blocking your path, smack the shit out of a head crab, and you turn right once, and then you come to this next corner. And here's where you want to make your first main save. And to show you why, this is the backward trigger. Welcome to Gearbox. So this is where you make your first main save, and then you're going to continue on, smack the shit out of this head crab. And then before the drop, first you probably want to kill this head crab, because there's a chance that that head crab will accidentally boost you as you try to do this next warp and you fail the warp. So here you want to make a quick save, and then you want to warp using this trigger to access the backward trigger. And here you make a temp save. This is to save the backward trigger for the warp. So now we're going to move on forward, and you do this next map as you normally would do in a speed run. Again, I am a bit of a potato, so bear with me a moment. I keep going the wrong way. I don't know why I keep doing that. So you pass the elevator, and then you go on to the next map. So normally you go on and get Dr. Rosenberg, but instead you come to this corner and you make your main save. So from here, you go back and you want to make your quick save in front of this backward trigger, and then you'll warp with this trigger, and you'll end up back in the corner again. You want to update your main save, and then you're going to go to that save you made earlier and warp with that trigger. So then you save and update the main save there. Now we're going to go back and we're going to go into the elevator. So here comes the fun part. So I'm going to describe what you have to do before I do it. What you're going to do is you're going to take the elevator down, and then you're going to make a save as soon before the elevator ride ends as you feel comfortable. And then you're going to go back up in the elevator and warp with the backward trigger at the end of that elevator ride. Update the main save. Then load that save you made on the first elevator ride and warp using that trigger. So it's going to look something like this. Okay, so I made that save a little early, but you should get the idea. So, back on up. So you can learn the timing from the sounds of the elevator ride. I haven't done so myself, but there is a timing. I think I got that. Yeah, I got that. So update the main save, and then we're going to load the save we made earlier. Ta-da. Whoa. Okay, I don't know why it sent me to the right there, but now you're in Zen. Catch, however, as you just saw, is that you have no weapons. So you have to go through Zen without weapons. Of course, if we're doing a HL2 style segmented run, we could just warp through the entirety of Zen, but there's not a keyboard in the world big enough to support all those warps for an RTA run. I will leave that to the actual speedrunners, though. So, again, so first you make that backward trigger access warp in the vents. Then you make the main save at the stairs sign. You warp back. Then you use that vent save to warp it back again. Then you wrong warp with the elevator ride up, and then you forward warp with the elevator ride down. So, hope it can be incorporated into an RTA run at some point. It's of course contingent on being able to go through Zen without weapons, which in Miller's video from however many years ago it was, he did consider it theoretically possible. But once again, I leave that to the speedrunners, not a theoretician such as myself. Hope you all have a good day.